Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So this is the NFL TV schedule maps for week 17, 2023. Part 1 here, where I'm going to talk about who is calling the games on CBS in the early window and the late window, as well as the national games and where they'll be simulcast on. And the announcers, like I said, for CBS early, late, and Fox single. Since Fox has the last two windows, I believe. Anyways, so Thursday, National Broadcast Thursday Football is the final one of the year, because week 18 there's no Thursday football. It is new NY Jets at Cleveland on Amazon. It is going to be simulcast on WNYW. Fox 5 in New York, and WEWS ABC 5 in Cleveland, Ohio area. And then in the early window, Miami and Baltimore is both teams are fighting for the 1 seed. The winner is going to get the 1 seed here with Inigo Trocius. New England at Buffalo, Kevin Harlan, Green. That's a big one for Buffalo. Buffalo has a pretty good shot of clinching a playoff spot. And it's not perfect. It's not 100% with a win, but it would be like pretty close to 100% with a win over New England. Las Vegas and Indianapolis. Las Vegas, that's with Kevin Green. Andrew Kelly and Tiki Barber are going to be in Indianapolis for their game against Las Vegas. And that's going to be a big one for both sides. Las Vegas will beat Kansas City on Monday. So, Las Vegas is still in playoff contention for the AFC West. However, Kansas City needs to lose all three, and Las Vegas needs to win all three. Indianapolis has to. If Las Vegas loses, pretty much. If Las Vegas loses, they are over. If Indianapolis loses, they're not quite out if Indianapolis loses, but both may actually be out no matter who. If Las Vegas wins, both actually might be out of the playoffs race. Because there's probably a bunch that are 9-7. Carolina, Jacksonville, Spurs leads, and March that. That's down to the 5th announced crew. There are a few announced crews that are fill-in announced crews that they have that only call games, when there's 6 or 7 games, and they get paid in their salaries, obviously, to pick, but they also, a lot of them call, other action, they call, games on NFL Network, where they'll call the announcer, be, one at NFL Network, or there'll be, one that does, the nighttime, those ones on, Westwood One, does, NFL games on Westwood One, or NFL Network, or stuff like that, so, or well, but anyways, it's Carolina, Jacksonville, Spurdy to March, so it's gonna be a big game for Jacksonville. They need that one, they need the one to bounce back and gain momentum for the playoffs, but they also need that one, to possibly clinch the South. They really need to clinch the South. And that would be a must win for Jackson. That's going to be a must win for Jackson. They played the Titans week 18, so it is a big win for And then Indianapolis will play Houston, which the Indianapolis game could be a must win as well for Indianapolis. If they play Houston, yeah, and Houston wins, or that game could be like a game. The winner goes to the winner could go to playoffs, or be in contention to playoffs, possibly. Losers out, but so it's gonna be a big one for both them teams. Indianapolis to get some bounce back after struggling a little bit, and same with Jacksonville, lost 4-0. Played 2 tough, close, against good teams. Third one, yeah, they played a good team. Okay, but they weren't close, but they could have been a little bit closer. But the last one against Tampa, they were, Atlanta and Chicago is the fill-in crew, is the 7th crew. This is the crew that did an NFL Network game, and Jason McCourty, I believe, is an NFL Network. Probably same with Ross Tucker. In Chicago, Crystals, Jason McCourty, Ross Tucker. They are the 7th fill-in crew. CBS early. This is it's gonna mean probably absolutely nothing. I mean, maybe for Atlanta it's gonna mean something, but Chicago does not really have it. This is like a last one, but it has every ton of things right for them, even if they win. So if Atlanta wins that one, Atlanta needs that one. Not for their playoff positioning. Hopes in the South to try to make the playoffs as the NFC South winner, or possibly an NFC wildcard, because there's 2 NFC wildcards still up for grabs. CBS, and obviously the main game is going to be Miami-Baltimore. It's going to be the national game. However, spread around the country, there's going to be a lot of these games: New England, Buffalo, Las Vegas, Indianapolis, Carolina, Jacksonville, Atlanta, Chicago. A bunch of those games are just gonna be like the whole state of Indiana is gonna get Indianapolis game. All of New York's gonna get the Buffalo game. Nevada's gonna get Las Vegas. Not all Florida. A little bit of Florida's gonna get Jacksonville. Just probably Jacksonville area. Most, all these areas, just Pacific areas are just gonna get those games, and the rest of the country's gonna Miami, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Kansas City, Jimmy. That's gonna be a good game, but they didn't show like they were a good team though. They're both even records, so 9-6 Kansas City to 8-7 Cincinnati. Kansas City should win and should clinch the South, or should clinch, the West. Cincinnati should clinch the AFC West with this one, because the Cincinnati Bengals did not look convincing in the last game against the Steelers. The Steelers haven't been convincing in the 3 games before then, so. And then the LA Chargers and Denver. This is a 6 announce crew. But this is usually an announce crew that does if there's 6 games on CBS. Which very rarely is there 6 games on. Sometimes there's 6 on CBS. On Fox, and they have announce crews, Like some that would just do Westwood 1 games. They'll do Westwood 1 games. National games, which is what Westwood 1 does, or some of them will do they'll do NFL Network during the week, or they'll do Westwood 1, or they'll do other they have other national broadcast services that do the regional action, nationally, but then they do the TV if, they do TV, or probably a lot of these ones on TV, they'll do the national ones, and then the ones that do usually the regional action, the games, so nationally, they'll get promoted to nationally, radio, and then, stuff like that. So it always works like that, but there's 6, crew. Cam McCarthy, James Austin, Jay Feely. And where's the big one for Denver? Denver with a huge stun loss. Not a very great loss, obviously for the playoff hopes, but also just in general, it wasn't close at all. It was like, so Denver needs that one. Otherwise, if Denver loses to LA Chargers, they're out of the playoff picture. Now it's a boxing window. It looks like New Orleans at Tampa is going to be the future, and obviously rightfully so. That's obviously the game with the most implications that box can show. New Orleans and Tampa. Tampa Bay, if looks most likely if Tampa Bay wins, they'll be one step close. They'll either clinch the South, or they'll be one step closer to clinching the South. New Orleans with a win will be at least in the hunt for a playoff spot come week 18. Doesn't necessarily mean they'll get a playoff spot, but at least there'll be a chance for a playoff spot. With a loss, they would probably all be put out. Even for the South. Obviously, they'd be out for the South, but even for a wild card, they'd be out, they'd be out for both. The win, they might be they'd be in the contention for the South, possibly, and in contention for the NFC wildcards. So that's the main game. Going to be the main game. Covered real so most further. Cody Mr. Johnson going to stay in Philadelphia to cover that one, and that's no surprise, I mean, obviously it's a big second big stretch of the country, It's going to show the Philadelphia game. Not a big stretch of the country, but some of the country probably will. And like all Pennsylvania probably will and stuff like that. Obviously all Arizona will show the Arizona game, maybe other areas will, as well. Not so surprising. Arizona's struggling 3-12. But Philadelphia's, possibly in contention to win the number 1 seed. They are. Arizona is, so Arizona definitely needs that one. Or Philadelphia. I should say Philadelphia, not Arizona. I know what I'm thinking. Arizona definitely Philadelphia definitely needs that one. To stay in contention with the 49ers, San Francisco. They definitely need a win. Philadelphia just to stay tied for the number 1 spot. And if they lose to Arizona somehow, they would give up. And because Dallas plays Saturday the day before, and because of Monday, there's no Monday Night Football due to have the college football playoff semifinals on New Year's Eve. Last year, I believe they were pushed back because of to like a certain day because of NFL or something like that, because it fell on Sunday. So January 1st, I think the second, but maybe the same thing happened. But man. And then that's so. Then another big game is going to be LA Rams and New York Giants. Well, for the LA Rams is big one. Conclude Sanchez. That's probably, I would say probably the game 5. Because Tennessee Houston first manager Jared Smith. They normally don't call NFL, but they're a felon crew because it's the AFC action. So I'm assuming they're in the felon game in the AFC action. Same with Atlanta, Chicago. That's why they're felon crew in the NFC. And plus they're 6. So, anyways, Conclude Sanchez. They're going to be like the 5th game, number 5 game. And why? Because LA Rams. Because because LA Rams are in the 6th seed with 8-7. The win would for sure put the LA Rams in playoff contention, but it would definitely make them one step closer to being playoff contenders. New York Giants. or just overall fighting. They'll fight hard, try to win. However, LA Rams are going to try to win, and so are the New York Giants. The New York Giants are just going to try to win, just for pride, and players are competing for jobs, in the NFL. Like, hey, if we don't keep you, you look good, enough, for another team might pick you up, another team thinks you're good enough for, not good enough in the offseason to keep you on this team, you must stay with the Giants, sure, stuff like that. So, or like stuff like that. So, and then the third, and I would say the fourth game would be San Francisco at Washington with Emily Marshudreth, and that's a big game because for Washington it's not, because they're already eliminated for the playoffs. They're just playing for pride. But San Francisco also needs a win. San Francisco needs a win. To stay ahead. In the NFC race for the one. A win would give, especially if Brock Purdy throwing 4 interceptions. What San Francisco needs, not the prettiest win, but they need they might have to play like an ugly, mop it up game win. They might have to have an ugly win. But if they can get a win somehow, no matter if it's 2-0 or if it's 10-9 or if it's 30-29, let's say, however it happens, they can get a win and stay in have the tiebreaker over Philadelphia because of the win over Philadelphia. That'd be huge, that would be huge. And then the third best game, which is Philadelphia and Seattle, is late. And Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma. And the reason I say it's the third best game is because Kim Burker Gregelson is the main counts crew. Jadacer Johnson is the second crew usually. If there's 2 windows, the late window will usually be Kim Burker Gregelson. And Jadacer Johnson will usually be in the early window. Then I'll show you. Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma is the third best game. And this is a big one too. Pittsburgh is 8-7 after struggling. 3 losses in a row. Then they got a nice win over Bengals team that didn't play their best, but lose lost momentum. The Vikings team, even though Vikings gave some momentum to them, so that pushed them through. But Pittsburgh, they didn't play with momentum, but now they've been playing. They had a good, nice bounce back game. 31-11, 31. It was a big win over 31-11, I believe it was, over Cincinnati. So they need that win. And Seattle, has been up and down all year. They're 8-7. They've been up and down all year. However, a big win for Seattle. A big win for Seattle would put them in position for a wild card spot in the NFC. And Pittsburgh needs this win also to stay in contention for the 7th spot in the AFC. And Seattle needs that win and possibly stay in contention, because there's obviously the Packers, someone has to win that one most likely, unless there's a rare tie, possibly. And then there's going to be New Orleans. There's is it 7-8? Arizona is 7-8 in the AFC. So there's going to be someone. If the Rams lose or Seattle lose or something like that, there's going to be someone that is 8-8 right behind you. Or you have both lose. Say there's going to be someone that's 8-8. Out of the pack, whether it's the Packers, Vikings, whether it's the Falcons, Atlanta, whether it's New Orleans, possibly, or even Tampa Bay, falling in the 8-8, they're still in the wild card hunt, and the NFC South would be New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Arizona, so they have 2 ways. Well, and they're still in the wild card hunt as well if they lose, so you can watch out for them. There's gonna be a bunch of teams, possibly in 8-8 all last week of the season. A bunch of them. Could be a bunch of them, all 8-8, so that'd be huge, But for the Seattle's not a must. It is kind of a must win, but not a must win. They can have other things happen to them. Go right for them in week 18 for them to make the playoffs, but they don't have to come down that they don't want to. They don't. So we'll see. What happens. But Pittsburgh is definitely a must win because in the AFC, because the AFC, the 7th seed most likely is going to be 10-6 or 10-7. There's that most definitely is. So we'll see though. We'll see what happens. But that's a big game. But yeah, we already know who the national games are. It's gonna be New Orleans, Tampa Bay with Kevin Burkhardt, Greg Wilson, and then Cincinnati, Kansas City, and Miami, Baltimore. I'm going to I'm gonna show you in part 2 where the what games are you gonna get where you live here in the United States. What games are you gonna get? Where you are. Are you gonna get Miami, Baltimore? Are you gonna get New England, Buffalo? Or are you gonna get Carolina, Jacksonville? Or are you gonna get Atlanta, Chicago? Are you gonna Las Vegas, Indianapolis? Are you gonna get Cincinnati, Kansas City? Or are you gonna get Lakers at Denver? Are you gonna get North Tampa Bay, the feature game? Or are you gonna get one of the other smaller games in the Fox segment? Or are you gonna get the late window game, the 4:05 Eastern time game? You never know, We'll see. So I'm gonna show you the team maps for week 17 for regional action. Before the week 18 map. And the week 18 map is to be determined. What game who plays when. There's gonna be a couple games on ESPN, ABC. And it's gonna be games like, possibly on week 18, possibly like the divisions. It could be possibly like, a game that, like the NFC South could be one of them. It's been ABC. It could be NBC, It could possibly like winner of this game, wins the NFC South. Winner of this game, like winner of this game, gets like the winner of this game, gets like a specific seed, winner of this game gets specific seed, or winner wins the division, or something like that. Like Houston, Indianapolis, that could be one where, if Jacksonville falls to Carolina, Houston, Indianapolis could be a game where, they're both 9-7, Like if Jacksonville falls, winner could win the South in that one. And, so we'll see that one. That one could be big. Like they could show them. And then New Orleans, maybe New Orleans win that game. Winner wins this NFC South. We'll see what they decide. it's for like a seed. There might not be any for divisional races, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm more leaning towards it's probably gonna be Houston, Indianapolis. I'm guessing. Maybe New Orleans. Maybe it could be like LA Rams at San Francisco, maybe. If they're like showing like winner wins the 1 seed, like winner wins the 1 seed, Or maybe they show like Miami at Buffalo. Because Miami at Buffalo is going to be a big game, because Miami could lose and they could get the 2 seed, Well, Buffalo, And they could get the 2, Buffalo could be a big spot for the playoffs, maybe. Houston, Indianapolis. Maybe LA Rams at San Francisco, because both could be fighting for playoffs. So San Francisco could with the win. Could get the 1 seed. And the Rams, could be fighting for playoffs. So we'll see, what they decide, for Monday night football. Or Saturday NFL action on ESPN ABC. As well as Sunday night football. We'll see here. It's going to be interesting what they decide, but... So then, take care.